the Latino men are making more than black women, and that's new.
Yes, that is new. Typically, black women out earn Latino men, but for this particular year, 2024, it ended with Latino men out earning black women.
I need y'all to like the video, comment if you want, but turn your post notifications on so you know the next time I drop.
Media man, what's poppin'?
Hey, what's going on, good brother? How you?
What's goody, man? I was looking for your number, like, yo, but Mr. Fantastic has sent me the video, but I didn't want to ruin it for myself. So I saw it and I said, okay, bet. I'm not gonna watch it. I'm gonna watch it right on the stream. And so he gave me the title. I'm like, all right, boom, let's go through it. So
okay. Yeah.
So you heard what I was I was minding out, right? Like assessing, okay, if we take just the fourth quarter and then average up, and then let's say we remove the fourth quarter as an outlier, we average the rest, it looks like it's still a $2,000-$4,000 disparity, which is kind of the usual. And then the disparity is largely the fourth quarter, which bumps us up to 8,000 more than them essentially. So what does it all mean?
Okay, so they're talking about black men's salaries compared to black women's salaries. And in the fourth quarter of last year, black men exceeded white women, which has never happened in history. What it shows is it shows a projection upward for black men versus the projection for black women. Now, what we hear a onslaught of propaganda putting this narrative that black women are out earning black men, which is not happening. And they're using the rhetoric that black women are more educated than black men. Now, all women of every demographic are more educated than their male counterpart. That goes for everybody. Secondly, that education doesn't necessarily translate into wealth, especially when you account for the debt that it takes to get those degrees.
Before I came in, you were absolutely on point. And first off, shout out to y'all good brothers, man. You know, sorry I'm not in a proper setting. I just had a.
Are you good?
So, so how's everybody doing? So yeah, you were absolutely on point to ask those questions. Like I said, the video wasn't to highlight black women. It was just to celebrate black men, because this is the first time that black men have out earned anybody white. You know, and so with me listening to the conversations on social media about black men not earning more than black women, my goal is to level set the conversation. So it's not to disparage black women on anything that they're doing. It's the fact that these narratives have been spread for decades, and that's how black women develop their opinions of black men based off of the lies. So in order to have the conversation in good faith, we have to let black women know who black men actually are, and then they can make their assessments on if they want to partner up with us or not.
Now, Media Man's approach isn't to be disparaging. All he's doing is just spreading the truth, which should universally be accepted. However, we're not the one that's trying to compete. You are, because either you're going to get behind us and allow us to lead, or we're going to have to fight to see who the leader is.
Large contingent of black women that believe that black men are less than, black men make less than them, black men don't own businesses. All these narratives have been spread for decades. So when I come in and I say, hey, no, that's not true, this is what black men are doing in the black community, then black women should look and be like, well, damn, what I thought's not true. So what we thought black men were, ain't, SHIT, is not true. So we should be looking at these guys as, yes, we need to partner with them. But that goes into the fact that when black men continue to excel, and you start to look at the marital numbers, and you see now that one out of 5, every black man is now married to another race of women. That matters because I don't think the message is being spread far and wide enough to let black women know that, hey, the men that you are disparaging are doing well.
I had to stop him real quick. He said 1 out of 5 black men are married to a woman of another race. When we talk about viable and suitable women to marry, our women not being viable and suitable is not stopping anything, because the mission must be accomplished. The legacy must be made. You're going to see the decline of the black woman, and then you're going to continue to see the trend upward of the black man, which is the reality that is not being told by the media. which is causing our sisters to be disillusioned into who we actually are. Not by their own devices, but just by how the media is conducting itself, which is not fair to us or them. And it's almost like a plot to destroy us. That's why it's important for these type of messages that are actually true to get out there, because a lot of men have bought into this narrative that the sisters are making considerably more than you, and it's not true.
Women are continuing to marry these black men. They are, I mean, these are good black men. So like I said, these numbers shouldn't make black women feel bad. It should be like, well, damn, you know, black men are doing it out here, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. So it the response should be salute to the grind, right?
Yeah, it should be.
Essentially. And so, Mr. Fantastic has shared the video, right, when we were watching it. So black men out-earned white women also, isn't it?
Yes, and for that particular quarter. And like I said, at the end of the video, I put the full annual statistics in there. Now, the important piece,
if women had remotely anything close to this, they would spin this narrative up so far that you would think that they have out-earned everybody. But he makes sure that he acknowledges the fact that it only happened in one quarter, because Rome ain't built in a day, so it's going to trend upward. And the idea of that trending upward says a lot to about the black man, because progress isn't made all at once. Progress is gradual. You're going to see him articulate that on multiple occasions throughout this whole interview, because he's not here to try and disparage or make numbers seem something that they aren't, like a lot of these propaganda articles are doing to try and prop up the black woman over the black man.
Annual statistics is now Hispanic men out-earn black women annually. So that's the most important part that black women need to focus on, because of the fact that right before this in October, the unemployment numbers came out. Black women's unemployment increased. So like you said, and you were absolutely on point to question all these, you know, like retail jobs going away, because that doesn't matter. Because if you look at the statistics on BLS.com, they will show you a breakdown of where each race predominantly works. And you will see that there is a decrease or a decline in those, you know, services, goods, you know, those type of environments for black women. So it does affect. So that's why I've been, you know, trying to show the McKinsey report, where it shows that, you know, the trajectory of the black community if we don't do this, and this. And most of it highlights black women. So that's why it's not, I don't have a reason to go at black women unless people are pushing false narratives, and that's when I come in. So
yeah. And when you opened up the video, you had false narrative, false narrative, false narrative, false narrative. So let me dispel what this is saying, including men in those clips.
Yeah, right? and that's why I put that in there, because I don't want black women to look at my videos.
I highly encourage everybody to go and follow Media Man. He really takes the time to try and give you a balanced view, because some of the statistics aren't favorable to black men, and he says it just how it is. He shoots straight up the middle.
Why the hell are you looking at, you know, the earnings reports, you know, just to see black women doing bad? No, first of all, if you're in the stock market, you have to review the earnings report, you know, because that's what drives the market. So of course I'm going to be, you know, I had this highlighted on my calendar because the reports come out on a particular day every quarter. So you have to look at those numbers to justify what you're going to invest in. Now that I do YouTube, it's for another reason, to track the progress of the black community. And black men just happen to show up that they're making more than black or white women in that particular quarter. And like I said, I never understand why this stuff isn't celebrated, instead of people trying to say, well, what about this, and this? Like, man, we not competing against y'all. You know what I'm saying? We probably making the money for y'all. So, I mean, if you look at it like that, so yeah, I just never understand that aspect of it.
Yeah. And so, no, I got you 100%. So this part, Latino men are out. Or sorry, I don't know how much time you got, but I'm gonna keep asking till you run out of gas sitting there with the heat on. So the Latino men are making more than black women, and that's new.
Yes, that is new. Typically, black women out-earn Latino men, but for this particular year, 2024, it ended with Latino men out-earning black women. Now, granted, it's not that.
This is what black women would say. You're bashing us. just by telling them the truth. And the thing about it is that this is a clear example of the detriment that operating in delusion and believing propaganda can have on a demographic where you're trending downward. You're independent, so there's nobody else that you can blame but yourself, because all you're doing is lying to yourself. And then when we come in to try and help you and save you with the truth, you reject it. And then you try your best to ostracize us for it. How much further down do you have to go? Do you have to go beneath Spanish women before you wake up and see, hey, I need you?
I mean, it's not that large of a gap, but that is,
It's like
it's important. Yeah, it's definitely it's important.
Yeah. What do you? And obviously, this is more speculative, right? Mm-hmm. What do you think that means
for Black women? And I mean, it means probably 2053 is going to come closer than we expect, because of the fact that there is a lot of the college debt. I don't know if you guys seen the Thought Co review that D.L. Hughley just posted. They updated the numbers saying that Black women were the most educated. But what he didn't put on that, report on his page is the fact that he was going by a specific percentage of a type of degree. So when he puts that on there and Black women see those types of things, they think they're doing everything that they're supposed to do right. But if you keep getting all this debt, you keep getting all this consumer debt.
That's an example of what I'm talking about, where they can manipulate data to substantiate a headline just based off of qualifying certain things.
Like a negative, what is it? I know Mr. Fantastic probably read it before as well. The report that was it Dr. Claude Anderson? Yeah, Dr. Claude Anderson put out. That's going to come sooner rather than later if this doesn't get fixed, or the Black community starts to partner with one another, which is what every race of people are doing. And that's why at the end of that video, I specifically pointed out the most popular conversation of 50-50. If you look at the statistics, every race of people goes 50-50. And even when they do go 50-50, the man still makes $2,000 more than the woman. And that includes the Black community. So if I'm telling you that only 26% of people have afforded to be stay-at-home parents, that includes all men and all women, 26%. The rest, 74%, are working. So that should tell the Black community and Black women that, hey man, you're not. It's not something that that every other race is doing that you're not. So that's the whole purpose of these videos. It's not, you will never hear me curse out Black women. I take care of Black women. I ain't got no reason to curse out Black women. So,
they act like you cursing them out though. They act like.
Well, let me ask you a question, Media Man. So I asked a question, right? It was kind of how you say, cryptic. If the man doesn't earn as much as her in the household, is he still the breadwinner, right? So was it the majority of the women, Aaron and Fantastic, that said yes, he still is the breadwinner?
Yeah. Majority said that, and believe majority of women would agree.
Media Man even said what the
hell. That's not the narrative that's on social media.
Thank you. That's not the narrative at all.
And if Black women are honest, man, y'all can be truthful about this. I mean, and then this is not to discredit the women that are in the chat that are saying, yeah, we will still consider, but as a whole, nah. And that's why we have these videos out here, or people that have panels to discuss these things, because that is not the narrative. We all know that if a Black man makes less than a Black woman, then she will essentially tell you that you don't have no power in my household.
Absolutely.
And that's the narrative. That's not biased. It is what it is. So
keyword my house.
Media Man, real quick, I would say, so I don't know if y'all saw the Cheryl Underwood video.
I did.
From Shannon Sharp. So he explained it, and that's partially our fault, because I've never understood the breadwinner thing. We allowed them to pretend that they can negotiate the meaning of that word or redefine it. A woman is never the breadwinner, because breadwinning is a mentality. You're right. It's never been based on money. Who's going to go out and get something when all the chips are down? Am I going to be at home staying with the kids and you going to go out piss the hard way and scrape up concrete to make money? Absolutely not. Right. All of my provision goes to the health and sustenance of my family. That's what bread winning means. That's never going to be the woman if the man is able-bodied. Right. So it's a thing where we allowed the disrespect to happen. If my wife, she's going to have serious problems if she ever call herself the breadwinner. I don't care how much money she's making, right? So it's really a mindset thing, and we got to do a better job of now allowing that BS to ever be spoken in our house. Straight up.
Well, no, that's it, and that's the thing. The thing, Trigger Mike, is that most of them don't have a man in the house. So you have these single women. I'm strong. I don't need no man. Niggas ain't shit. All this other, so on and so forth. That get on here, and like you said, DL Hughley post something. You got Umar Johnson saying it. You had a billionaire, Tyler Perry, saying it, putting out these false narratives, and black women run with them.
It's the propaganda. That's what I'm talking about. They already operate on straight delusion juice. But if someone gives them an out, they will fly that kite to the moon.
They run with them. The majority of them are single. Majority of them not even close or even thinking about a husband. So they get in these echo chambers and they say the same thing to repeat this rhetoric, and it's never challenged. It's unless it's by a media man or myself or somebody here that, you know what I'm saying, this stuff is said on national TV.
Yes.
Media man, I think you covered it when Sunny Hostin said that, right? She said black women were either the most educated or made more money or whichever it was, something.
Just lying.
And they're never challenged on these national platforms, which turn into global platforms. And what this displays, again, the most important part of this is not just the quarter. It is the annual earnings. Okay, black men had annual increase by $8,000, and black women said for another part, for 2 years consecutive, black women decreased in earnings. That's telling you something. That's a trajectory. That's a trend. So when you look at it from an economic standpoint and understand, and shout out to Media Man for pointing this out. I keep telling y'all. That's why that's why I keep talking about 2053 right now. We're on the clock, bro. And that in that 30 years is probably going to be cut down. Who knows when the bottom is going to fall the economy, but eventually it's going to happen. It's definitely going to happen before on 2053. And depending on how bad that is, it's going to depend on how far that things get moved up. Okay. Now, while black women are out here saying don't want rhetoric, black men don't do all these things and so on and so forth. In spite of, like I've always been telling y'all, black men are working. We're doing what we're supposed to be doing. We're providing, we're protecting. In spite of, y'all ain't getting no education, we don't need it. Okay. All right. And I'm not saying don't need it in totality, but what I'm saying is all men go to college less than the women that they're attached to, even Asians. Okay. Women go to college more than men across the board. Black women are the only group that uses that as a whipping stick. Y'all ain't educated. Well, ma'am, we're not educated, but we still are earning you, and you guys have the highest level of fucking debt of anybody. Black women's net worth, if I'm correct, I think the last time they updated it was like 2015, 2016. I don't know if it's been current, but last time it was calculated, black women's net worth was zero.
Damn.
Okay? Zero. We haven't had an update beyond it. And like I say, you guys only acquired more student loan debt and other debts in the process.
What he's articulating, what Mr. Fantastic's articulating is that you have to do the net worth. That doesn't just include how much money they make annually. You have to subtract the debt that they're in as well. That's consumer debt, and then there's school student loan debt. That's two different types of debt that women typically accumulate. Once you make that subtraction, the net income, not the gross, but the net income is zero, which is ridiculous.
As y'all say, and then another big thing too, that 1 in 25 is growing, because a couple years ago it was 20%. Now you have a quarter of black men, and it's increasing exponentially when you look at it. And what we're telling you is this: black men have the eye of the world now. It's not just the athletes. It's not just the entertainers. You have everyday black men like ourselves that get up here and can articulate, have charisma, have personality. Of course, handsome as a motherfucker. And these women from other countries see that. Okay, this is why you're getting these women telling you, hey, you had this Polish, hey, black man, go to Poland. All right, women around the world understand the importance of a man. Black women don't. Y'all keep trying to discredit something where every group of women understand you need a man for survival. You want a man to provide and protect for you, but y'all are the only ones out here publicly, consistently, like he's saying, over a 30-year period, can't, don't want. Down low, broke, dusty, deadbeat dads, all this rhetoric as to what are we doing here? And these other women, they're like, hold on. I thought they were this. I thought they were that. Well, this guy's intelligent. He's well articulated. Hell, he studied. I mean, what's going on? He well put together. He got his stuff going on. What's going on? Well, shit, you don't want to. We'll definitely take him. And then now they turn into either prostitutes or dirty foot. right?
Yeah, they make their selection. They pick the worst of us, ignore the best of us, the most competitive, because we don't fit an archetype that they feel like they should be attracted to. And then it's easy pickings for the women that understand the value of men.
So again, man, while y'all stand here and y'all keep talking this shit about black man this, black man that, I tell you, I'm good. I'm retired. I get 100% disabled. I make more money than the national medium income, okay? Median income, all right? And like, what, 75% of my money tax-free, all right? I ain't even looking for no job yet. It ain't even count my school money, right? So the way I'm telling you is this. I'm good. Come 2053, no matter what, all right? I get this degree out the way and go do what I've been doing with still got my security clearance, all this stuff. I am clear. Black men, block out the noise, get your bag. Do what you're supposed to do, keep doing what you're supposed to do. And hey, do what's best for you, bro. This is a counterbalance to the rhetoric and the bullshit black men been motherfucking hearing, bro, for our entire lifetime. Literally. And we're the first fucking generation to say something. That's why you keep getting all this pushback. And I'm with all the smoke. But hey, media man ain't gonna cut y'all the fuck out, but I will.
I need y'all to like the video. Comment if you want, but turn your post notifications on so you know the next time I drop.